So is the Prime Minister playing politics? Is he trying to win an election or trying to keep the world safe? Kentucky Senator Rand Paul joins me right now. Senator, you sat in the chambers for this speech. Your thoughts before, your thoughts now. Was it politics or was it just a warning to the world?
Well, as you know, I was a co-sponsor of inviting Netanyahu to the speech, and I thought he encapsulated the message very well in the sense that it is about nuclear enrichment, but it's also about spreading terrorism, and it's also about the spread of conventional arms, the potential for the spread of conventional arms throughout the Middle East. So I thought he brought it together pretty well. The most important point I think that was made was that it's not a choice of a bad deal or no deal. A good deal ought to obviously also be on the table.
Right. The president, 45 minutes after, said, hey, you know what? He offered no solutions, same old stuff. You felt differently.
No, I think there really is a possibility, and one of the things that I'm co-sponsoring is Senator Corker's bill, and this bill says that any agreement has to come back to Congress and be voted on. This is consistent with what we've been arguing with this president, that he doesn't get to act on his own, that anything he does that changes legislation, like changing the sanctions against Iran, would have to come back and be voted on by Congress.
You don't have a monitor here, but we have some of your reaction during the speech, and you look less than thrilled hearing the speech. And as we roll it back, let me tell you what the National Review said. Rand Paul's outspoken views against a muscular foreign policy and foreign aid. You look less than enthused while the Prime Minister spoke. What were you thinking?
You know, I think what's funny about it is that you have these gossipy websites who really demean themselves by putting stuff like that out. I gave the Prime Minister 50 standing ovations. I co-sponsored bringing him here. And on the day that I also decided to co-sponsor the Corker bill that says any final deal has to be approved, we have gossipy websites looking up at, you know, the metric of how fast you clap. I mean, I think they demean themselves by putting that out.
Okay, fine. So you clap slow but thoughtfully, and there's no there. Fine. Hey, I'm sure you pick up the New York Times because your paper boy comes every day with your favorite newspaper. But one of the stories for the last 2 days headlining was in Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's lack of using the State Department email, using a person email for 4 years. And when people request to get it, she has not been handed over because she wasn't using it. Is this a big deal to you?
Yeah, not only is it the emails and directly flouting the law, I think there's going to be a constitutional question of whether or not she was receiving foreign gifts while in office. The Constitution explicitly says that as a senator or as a Secretary of State, you're not allowed to receive gifts from foreign countries. They've been receiving millions of dollars in their foundation. Now, they're going to say that's not us, me directly, but do they profit in any way from their foundation? Does it pay for their travel? Does it pay for any of their expenses? She's got a lot of questions she's going to have to answer.
And real quick, you won CPAC for the third straight year and the straw poll, but most people are talking about Scott Walker. Does that bother you?
No, I think we're excited to win CPAC. I think only one other person, Ronald Reagan, has won it 3 times. And so winning it and exciting the youth. CPAC is a great event because it's full of a lot of young people. And the only way you can win elections is to have that enthusiasm. We were real excited to get the victory.
And you do have the youth vote. Senator Rand Paul, who will go anywhere to tell his message. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And I thought you clapped fine. All right. Thanks, Senator. Up next.